So if you've been following me for any meaningful length of time, you will know that I never shy away from my mistakes for two simple reasons. Number one, because it is deeply important to me to be fully transparent and accountable to both myself and my audience. And number two, because it's only by identifying our mistakes that we can actually learn from them and improve. So with that in mind, in this video, I want to share the biggest mistake that I made in 2025. And so without further ado, let's jump in. So there are two types of errors or mistakes that investors can make. The first are errors of commission. The second are errors of omission. Errors of commission are when you act when you shouldn't. Errors of omission are when you don't act when you should. My biggest mistake in 2025 was an error of commission. Specifically, the mistake was investing in a number of Bitcoin treasury companies outside of Strategy, which I've held since 2020, and arguably Metaplanet. Now, why was it a mistake? It was a mistake for one major reason. The reason is that I was using Strategy as a model for the potential performance of these Bitcoin treasury companies without fully recognizing that Strategy's success, primarily between 2020 and 2024, was driven by a unique set of factors and a landscape that will never be replicated again. Now, I've explained what those factors are and why that landscape was unique in a separate video, which I'll link to if you're watching on YouTube, so feel free to check that out. But the key takeaway is that Strategy is an outlier. Now, fortunately, one of my investing principles is to allow for meaningful margin of safety. And the best form of margin of safety is a low entry price. And so as a result, the damage was limited. And in fact, I actually made a profit in some cases, but that is besides the point because bad decisions can lead to good outcomes. And so as an investor, and in fact, you can apply this more broadly to life in general, if you really want to learn from your mistakes, you have to be radically honest with yourself. And so when I reflect based on my own personal investment framework and philosophy, I should never have diversified into these other Bitcoin treasury companies. Now, that's not to say that there won't be other winners in the Bitcoin treasury space outside of Strategy and arguably Metaplanet. Of course, there will be. But for the most part, it's too early to determine who those winners will be, in my opinion. So that's the biggest mistake I've made in 2025. Fortunately, it's one of very few mistakes that I've made, but it is a mistake nonetheless. And with that, I'm going to wrap this video up. I am extremely bullish on 2026. If you want to know why, there's a video on my YouTube channel that goes into that into detail. In the meantime, until next time, as always, remember the best is yet to come.